Do you feel like things are getting a little bit crazy, like your world is being shooken up, that things that you maybe kept hidden for a long time or didn't want to look at, they're being pushed in your face? And you can't ignore them, you can't avoid them, you can't distract yourself sufficiently away from them, your old tactics, and stress yourself, maybe through booze, maybe through porn, maybe through whatever. They're just not working the same way that they might have worked in the past. They're not allowing you to disconnect from a divine discontent, a inner knowing, an inner calling for something more, something bigger, something better. Because you know that you were born not just to survive, not just to be here and have a job and consume resources and chase temporary pleasures and possessions and then die. That's not why you were born. You were born in order to make a difference, in order to grow, in order to love, in order to learn, in order to share and contribute to your fellow man. It doesn't matter how you do it. I don't care if you give massages or you fix cars. I don't care if you design computers or you build skyscrapers. It doesn't matter. You have a valuable gift and a service and an ability to serve that when you're not doing that, eats you up inside. It really does. It eats you up inside. You don't feel content. You don't feel settled. You don't feel like yourself. And so you tend to reach for that numbing agent, that sedative agent, that porn, that alcohol, that cigarette, that weed. Maybe it's even work. You just sink yourself into your work and you just work and work and work and work. And you don't think about the problems. You don't think about the fact that you're slowly killing yourself. You don't think about the fact that you're destroying your body with your habits, that you're not moving, you're not exercising, you're not taking care of yourself. You feel like shit. And you just can't ignore it anymore. And it's not a sign of something failing. It's actually a sign of something really exciting, which is your life needs you, requires of you to get out of your own way and to bring forward your gifts, to bring forward the thing that only you can contribute. Your life requires that of you, and so do your fellow humans who are only going to get what you have to give from you. And because we're on an accelerated evolutionary journey here as we go through 2025, mid-May, end of May, because that's the case, and many of us see it and feel it, and we see more and more shifting and changing, and more people waking up and realizing what's not working and wanting better. And all these things are fantastic. These are fantastic things. And it doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily be easy. It doesn't mean that you can just skip over the getting your shit together, that you can just skip over the coming clean to yourself about how much of a toll your habits and behaviors have taken. You still have to do that, right? You can't not do that. In order to heal it, you have to first feel it. This is a principle of, mind, body healing, mental, emotional healing, and physical healing, because they're often linked. More often than not, they are linked. And so I'm here to remind you that you're on the right track, that if you're watching this, that there's a reason you're watching this. This is not just some random occurrence. This is actually a message potentially speaking directly to you that now is your time to rise. That now is your time to rise. And if doing that on your own feels daunting or feels overwhelming, you are not alone in that either. It is the most natural thing because we are geared for social connection. Especially us men, we are geared for brotherhood. We are built for it. And so if you don't have supportive men, inspiring men, coaches, trainers, healers, teachers, therapists, counselors, whoever it is, who can help you come to terms with reality, who can help you see and speak the truth of your life, if you don't have that, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be harder, and you may spin out. You may lose your marbles. You may have a breakdown of sorts. And I want to encourage you not to let that be the end of the story. I want to encourage you to let that be your ticket to breakthrough. And I'll just share one example of a client, what they recently went through, and how this is so related. So last week, late in the week, it was Friday, I had a workout with this client coming up at noon, and he messaged me around, I think, 10 a.m., basically saying, my head's not in it. I'm going through the motions. I'm not staying consistent. I'm not staying on top of things. I like to pause. Can we pause what we're doing? Can we pause our coaching right now? Because I want to, I don't want to waste my time and money and energy. And I don't want him to do that either. And I had to remind him that he had been in momentum just a short while ago. He had suffered an injury, which took him out, took him onto the sidelines. It's predictable to have a regression when you injure yourself. So I reminded him, you just had an injury. You are capable, rather than pause, just say, okay, yeah, let's pause, blanket statement of agreeance, which is not going to serve or support him necessarily. Rather than that, let's get together, let's do our workout, let's go ahead with the workout, and let's schedule time for next week, a mindset session, deeper dive session, where we can go in and really look at all this stuff. And in the meantime, just remember that you are capable and that you've been here before and that you've found momentum before. You just have to get into the groove. The other piece of that is that your ego, your mind, your survival obsessed mind that wants to keep you in the box, that wants to keep you from experiencing the power and the miraculousness that lives in you and through you, that force that wants to keep that on lock, it is going to throw up all the excuses in the world to prevent you from breaking through, to prevent you from breaking free of its grasp, of its control, of its limited perspective. And I reminded my client of this. And he showed up and we had a great session. And then he starts this streak. He messages me later that night. I just did my first 60-minute yoga session. It was fantastic. So good for my body, for my mind, for my soul. So I felt spiritually dialed in, spiritually connected. Messages me again the other day. I did another yoga session. Then he messages me this morning from the gym with this download of clarity in terms of what he's been doing, why he's been getting in his own way, the way that he's trying to punish people in his life by sabotaging his health. All of these really massive insights, like seriously game-changing insights that allow him now to go in and together and with support to rewrite these stories and to break these patterns that have been brought into his awareness as of just like this morning. And he's not the only person I've talked to, which in like the last few days has had these mind-blowing, like boom, aha moments. And so he wouldn't have had that moment had he given up last Friday, right? Had he thrown in the towel and had I said, yes, let's pause, without discussing it, without looking at, is this actually supportive? He would have given up and missed this breakthrough. And so it is with you, and so it is with me, that if we don't push through the periods of boredom or disconnection or dissatisfaction or just doing hard shit that we don't feel like doing, even though we know we need it, if we don't find a way to push through that time and to continue and to remain open and committed, we will get in our own way and we will stifle our lives and stifle our progress. And in the same point of doing so, punish ourselves and those around us because they're going to be with this lesser version of us. They're not going to get the best of us. They're not going to get the best of you if you're overweight and you're inflamed and you feel like shit and your mood is low and your energy is low. No one's going to get the best of you, right? Certainly not yourself. And so if you're going through a period like this, know that number one, you're not alone. Number two, that this is a big thing. We're going through a cosmic shift, a quantum leap in terms of life on planet Earth in these months and years. And it's a big thing. And so it might feel a little bit scary, chaotic, crazy. I always describe it as, the birthing process, and we are birthing a new way of life on Earth. The birthing process is often bloody and painful and tearful and arduous and messy, right? It's all those things. But just remind yourself that growth, healing, breakthroughs that usually come from some kind of breakdown, and that's okay. You can be messy. You can be not perfect. You can be a slubbering mess of tears and anger and rage. That's all okay. That is all okay. That just means you're alive. That just means there's something trying to work through you to bring you back to reality, to bring you back to truth and to yourself. So from where you can heal. And number three is that get yourself some support, right? Whether it's a friend, a family member, a coach, a group, a counselor, whatever it is, right? I've got some options. I got one-on-one support options available. If you want to connect, be happy to have a free call. I've got a group also, the Vital Life Brotherhood, that could be the perfect place for you. I don't know, but it's an option. And if this stirs anything in you and you want to learn more about it, definitely reach out. But I just want to say, do it with support. Find your brothers. Lock arms with your brothers. Come into association with powerful, inspiring individuals who have that grittiness, who have that resilience, that determination, and watch how much more effective you become in the process. That's all I got for you. If this resonated, do the things, do the liking, the subscribing, the sharing. All those things are so appreciated. And if you want to be in touch, if you want to talk about your situation, what you've got going on, and see if I can support, or if the Vital Life Brotherhood is maybe a good place for you, then you can reach out at Bryan@revitalizedman.com, and that'll be in the description below here. As well, you can book a free nutrition audit at the link below. The burdens of life become so much easier when we can share them and when we are supported in moving through them. So give yourself that support. Find what is going to be resourceful for you and plug that into your life, and do not lose focus. Right? This is big. This is big season, and you're here for it. We're all here for it. We're going to make it through if we keep our minds and bodies focused and aligned and moving in a way that is supportive of life rather than anti-life. So let's do it. Revitalization and thriving is why you are here. It is why I'm here. And it is my honor and privilege to be able to connect with you and share these messages in hopes that they are supportive and useful for you in your life. Onward and upward we go. You got this.